In a community built on resilience, there's one day that carries the voices of generations. Welcome to the most powerful celebration of the year, the Day of Pink.
Every second Wednesday of April, communities across the world stand up against discrimination, bullying, and hate. And on April 8th, 2026, we honor the echoes of those who fought, who spoke up, and who made change possible.
Yeah, here we are. Today is the International Day of Pink, a global anti-bullying and anti-homophobia awareness day. This year's theme is Echo, asking people to tune into the voices of queer and trans communities, past and present. And this Saturday, the Day of Pink Echo Tour is making a stop in Toronto at Fairlawn Avenue United Church. So joining us live this morning for more is organizer Kevin Do. Kevin, good to talk to you this morning on this Day of Pink, an enormous day indeed. And really a lot of reflection this year, you know, looking back 25 years. Let's talk about part of what's being celebrated from the past before we get to present day, as it were, Kevin.
Absolutely. Good morning, and thank you for having me. You know, International Day of Pink has one purpose, and it's to create a more inclusive and diverse world. And this year, the Echo Tour marks 25 years since two defining moments in Canadian history. The first is the Supreme Court case, Little Sisters Bookstore versus Canada, and the second is the passing of the Modernization of Benefits and Obligations Act. So it's a pretty momentous occasion that we are marking this year.
How would you say, you know, in the last 25 years, Kevin, since those two very significant events, that life has changed in that community, for that community? You know, where do you put us now, sort of on the scale of, you know, progress, as it were?
We've come a long way. We have same-sex marriage, we have same-sex benefits. However, we still live in a world where discrimination based on race, age, ability, gender, or sexuality persists. And we also live in a world where people of all ages are experiencing loneliness and isolation, and where having a safer community can be life-saving. So while we are still free and celebrating love and community, there's still a lot of hate in our world that we need to combat. So we need to uplift those underrepresented voices, celebrate freedom of speech, and enable individual expression still.
Right. And so events like the Echo Tour, of course, that's where you come in and try to work to sort of, you know, make the progress even go further. What could people expect if they come out this Saturday?
Yes, absolutely. So we have a free event. It's at Fairlawn Avenue United Church at 2 p.m. So that's just at Yonge and Lawrence. And this Saturday, we have a great lineup. This year, we are being hosted by Chris Glover, CBC's Chris Glover. Sorry, it's not CP24 this year. And we also have a couple of guest speakers. We have the Reverend Dr. Sherry DeNovo, who was paramount in fighting for queer rights, especially for same-sex marriage. We have writer and advocate AJ Dolman, and we have drag entertainer Katina Couture. So we have a wonderful lineup of speakers, of performances, and it's being hosted at a church. That means that there's going to be beautiful baked goods by church ladies that we have in our community.
That sounds good, Kevin. I'm curious, is there a limit to how many people you could have there? Do you have to register in advance before showing up?
You don't need to register. You can show up, but there are free tickets. You can always visit dayofpink.org/echo, and you can register to come to the event, but everything is free. We welcome everyone, and there's no limit. There's lots of standing space.
Okay, that's good to hear. What do you typically see in the days and weeks after Day of Pink, Kevin, in terms of, you know, that would be, I'm sure, momentum, you know, that gathers, you know, from that day and moves on there. How do you, though, try to maintain that good momentum in the, you know, months following Day of Pink, for example?
You know, I maintain that help is always there if you ask for it. And so I always tell people in community, I tell younger folks who are coming through, that if they are struggling, if they are experiencing hate, if they are experiencing any sort of incidents, that help is always there. Find a trusted adult, find a friend, go to a local Toronto police officer, and they will help find the resources for you. In the next couple of months, you know, Pride Month is coming up in June, so this is a great time for the community to come together and to kick off spring and to kick off celebrations for Pride Month, because that's coming up just around the corner.
It really is. Okay, that is Day of Pink Echo Tour organizer Kevin Do joining us live this morning. Kevin, appreciate this. Good luck on Saturday. Thank you.